So when did you get your job with TWA?
Well, of course, we moved 11 times in 10 years with those going with GMAC and BIC loans and CIT finance, which sent me up here to Kansas City. And I was assistant manager up here, and I was doing a lot of work at nighttime, where we had to do work here, and Mom just got sick and tired of it, and she saw an ad in the paper for TWA, and she wrote my resume and sent it to him. And I got a call from a guy by the name of Bob Crandall, who ended up being president of American Airlines, and huge guy. He hired me on a Saturday morning in the rain when I came in, and the man that gave me my test, Mr. Lancaster, he was the manager, and Bob Crandall was the director, and in the collection department of the what they call a UATP, Universal Air Travel Plan. And we had cards that they had international travel, could be international and domestic, or just domestic alone. So you could give it to your guy, and he couldn't fly overseas if you want him just to stay in the United States. And Mr. Lancaster, after I had to take a test for filing clerk test, and then another one for collections and everything else. And so Mr. Lancaster said, "I just want to tell you something funny." He said, "As a collector," he said, "you're rated way up there." He said, "But as a clerk," he said, "I'd have hired to file your hind end." And that was similar words to that.
Similar. So Bob Crandall, who hired you at TWA,
yes,
is the same Bob Crandall that eventually became the CEO, president of American Airlines.
And made American Airlines the biggest company and the airline company.
But when you got hired by Bob Crandall with TWA, what was that, like 1965, 1966?
64, maybe 65, somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
I spent 30 years there, and I retired in 97.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, and when Bob left TWA,
he didn't. He got upset because they picked a guy that was he was the accounting vice president, and Crandall was the vice president of something other than that. And the CEO of American Airlines, immediately called Crandall and hired him into the big department store in New York as the vice president for 1 year, because he couldn't go to any airlines for 1 year.
Okay.
And as soon as he had his 1 year in, he became president. They brought him on as CFO. And then 6 months later, that guy retired, and they brought him in as the president of the company.
Okay.
And from there, he just made American just
did great. Did he try to get you to American?
No. No, I was close to him at one point, but that's about it.
Okay.